Tired of waking up to the same old you, stuck in ruts, doubts, and zero progress? In this video, grab the exact 1-hour daily blueprint to shatter your old self and build unbreakable momentum. Welcome to Audiobook Journey, your masterclass in self-improvement audiobooks. Discover 3 game-changing takeaways: the sacred hour ritual that rewires your brain, boundary hacks to crush distractions, and reflection secrets for lifelong resilience. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for daily transformations, then use chapter markers below to jump right in. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast, shadowed canyon, the deep ravine of your past habits, doubts, and the weight of who you used to be. The wind whips around you, carrying whispers of regret and the echo of missed chances. But ahead, across that impossible gap, sunlight bathes a new horizon, alive with possibility. What if I told you that 1 single hour each day could build the bridge to get you there? Not tomorrow, not next year, but starting right now. This is your invitation to rise raw, real, and relentless. Lean in. Your transformation begins. Chapter 1. The Hidden Power of 1 Hour. Imagine standing alone on a mist-shrouded cliff at dawn, the world below still cloaked in shadow, your heart pounding with the raw ache of unfulfilled dreams. The wind carries the faint echo of who you were yesterday, tired, tangled in the same loops of hesitation and half-hearted efforts that have held you back for years. But right there, in the quiet before the sun crests, a single truth pierces the fog. 1 hour, not a lifetime of struggle, not endless resolutions that crumble by noon, but 1 deliberate hour each day. Feel it now, that spark igniting deep in your chest. This isn't just time, it's the hidden key to unlocking the version of you that's been waiting, patient and fierce, to break free. You've chased transformation before, haven't you? Those sweeping promises of overnight reinvention, the diets that vanish after a week, the gym memberships gathering dust. They fail because they demand everything at once, leaving you depleted, defeated, staring at the same reflection in the mirror. But what if the real power lies in the opposite, in the quiet potency of restraint? 1 hour a day isn't a skimpy compromise, it's a revolution disguised as simplicity. It's the drop of water that over time carves rivers through mountains. It's the steady flame that warms a home through the longest winter. In this first step of our journey together, we're peeling back the layers to reveal why this 1 hour holds the hidden power to rise above your old self. Not through force, but through faithful persistence. Let me take you into the life of Elena, a woman I once knew, whose story mirrors so many of yours. She was a single mother in a bustling city, her days swallowed by endless demands, a job that drained her spirit, children pulling at her sleeves, and nights lost to the glow of her phone screen. Elena felt like a shadow of herself, her ambitions buried under layers of exhaustion. One evening, after another fruitless attempt at big change, she sat in her dim kitchen and asked herself a piercing question: what if I gave just 1 hour? Not to the world, not to distractions, but to me. She started the next morning at 5 a.m., before the house stirred. No fanfare, no apps tracking her every move. Just a notebook, a cup of tea, and 60 minutes of unapologetic focus. In that hour, Elena didn't overhaul her life. She breathed deeply, letting the chaos of the previous day dissolve with each exhale. She wrote 3 truths about the woman she longed to become: resilient, creative, alive. She read a single page from a book that stirred her soul, letting the words seep into her bones, and she moved gentle stretches that awakened her body from its slumber. Day after day, that hour became her sanctuary. Weeks turned into months, And something miraculous unfolded. The weight of her old self began to lift, not dramatically at first, but like fog burning off under morning light. She noticed sharper clarity at work, patience with her kids that felt effortless, and a quiet confidence that drew opportunities her way. Elena didn't become a new person overnight. She rose above the old one, inch by intentional inch. This is the foundation we're building here, listener, the unshakable truth that 1 hour wields disproportionate power because it honors how humans truly change. Our brains aren't wired for marathons of willpower. They're sculpted by repetition, by the compound magic of small, sacred acts. Think of the ancient sculptors who chiseled marble not with frantic blows, but with patient strokes, each one revealing the statue hidden within. Your old self is that uncarved block, flawed, familiar, heavy. But 1 hour a day is your chisel, steady and sure, transforming stone into art. Science whispers this secret too. Neuroscientists have shown that consistent micro-habits strengthen neural pathways faster than sporadic bursts of effort. In 60 minutes, you rewire doubt into determination, inertia into momentum. It's not magic, it's mastery. Feel the weight of this realization settling into you now. That old self, the one who whispers you're too late, too tired, too ordinary, isn't your destiny. It's a habit, a story you've outgrown. 1 hour declares otherwise. It says, I choose presence over distraction. I choose growth over stagnation. Picture it vividly. Your alarm whispers at dawn, and instead of hitting snooze, you rise. The room is cool, the world hushed. You sit, you breathe, you create space for the new you to emerge. No judgment for what's past, only invitation for what's possible. This hour isn't stolen from your day. It's the seed that grows your entire life. But why does it feel so revolutionary? Because in a world screaming for your attention, endless scrolls, urgent emails, the tyranny of the urgent 1 hour is your rebellion. It's the pause where you reclaim sovereignty over your soul. Consider the farmer who plants 1 seed daily in parched soil. Skeptics mock him, waiting for drought to win. Yet seasons pass, and his field blooms while others wither. Your life is that field. That old self thrives in barren chaos. The new one flourishes in cultivated intention. Elena's transformation wasn't luck. It was loyalty to her hour. She shed 15 pounds not through starvation, but through the vitality it unlocked. Her relationships deepened. Her career pivoted toward passion. 1 hour rippled outward, touching every corner of her existence. Now let's deepen this foundation with a reflection that cuts to your core. Ask yourself, what story has your old self been telling you? That you're not disciplined enough, not worthy enough. Those are illusions, chains forged in moments of neglect. 1 hour shatters them because it proves you capable. It builds evidence, brick by brick, of your rising power. Imagine holding that hour like a lantern in the dark, its glow exposing the fragility of old fears, illuminating paths you never saw. This isn't theory, it's tangible. Feel the anticipation building as we prepare to wield it. Yet, power unused remains dormant. The true alchemy happens when you step into it fully. Envision your old self as a worn coat, too tight, frayed at the edges. 1 hour is the thread that unravels it, weaving a garment of strength instead. It's intimate, personal, like a whispered conversation between you and your highest potential. No audience required, no applause expected, just you showing up, day after sacred day. As we linger here in this first chapter, sense the shift already stirring. You've glimpsed the hidden power, not in grand gestures, but in the profound simplicity of 60 minutes claimed as your own. It's awakened something within, hasn't it? A quiet resolve, a flicker of possibility, but this is only the threshold. Ahead lies the breaking of chains that bind you to yesterday, the crafting of rituals that make your hour unbreakable. Turn the page with me now. Your rise awake. Chapter 2. Breaking the chains of yesterday. Picture this. You're crouched in a dim, echoing chamber. Wrists bound by rusted iron links forged from years of unspoken regrets, each one whispering your name like a curse. The air is thick with the musty scent of forgotten promises, and just beyond the bars, a sliver of light dances, taunting, alive, so close you can almost taste freedom. But those chains, heavy and unyielding, pull you back every time you strain forward. Feel the cold metal biting into your skin. That's yesterday holding court, the old self masquerading as protector while it keeps you prisoner. Right now, in this raw moment, one truth slices through the darkness. Those chains aren't eternal. With deliberate force, you can snap them one link at a time, beginning today. Lean into that surge of defiance rising in your gut. Your liberation starts here. We carry yesterday like invisible baggage, don't we? Those moments when we shrank instead of stood tall, when fear dressed as caution and stole our fire. The promotion we didn't chase because it's not for people like me. The apology we swallowed instead of voicing, letting resentment fester like an open wound. The dreams we shelved for someday, watching them gather dust while life marched on without us. Your old self thrives in this prison, building thicker walls from every hesitation, every not now. But breaking free isn't about amnesia or denial. It's about fierce confrontation. In the power of your 1 hour, we face these chains head-on, naming them, weakening them, until they crumble like dry leaves underfoot. This chapter arms you with the tools to do just that, turning yesterday's grip into tomorrow's fuel. Let me draw you into Marcus's world, a man whose story burns with the heat of real reckoning. He was a builder in his mid-40s, hands calloused from labor, but his spirit scarred deeper, from a youth derailed by poor choices, a marriage that shattered under neglect, and a decade of numbing the pain with beer and bitterness. Marcus woke each morning to the same hollow stare in the mirror, chains of guilt clanking louder than his alarm. "I'm damaged goods," he'd mutter, the words a self-inflicted sentence. Then, during a brutal winter layoff, he stumbled upon his 1 hour, not as escape but as excavation. At dusk, when the house fell quiet, he lit a single candle and sat with his shadows. No therapist, no journal prompts, just raw honesty. He spoke aloud to the empty room. "I abandoned my family because I abandoned myself first." The words hung heavy, but saying them aloud chipped the first link. He traced the chain back, a father's ridicule that taught him smallness, a first love lost to insecurity. Each confession loosened the hold, tears carving paths down his weathered cheeks. Marcus didn't stop at pain, he flipped the script. "From that abandonment, I learned loyalty to myself first." Day by day, that hour became his forge. He listed 3 chains binding him tightest: self-pity, isolation, unforgiveness. Against each, he hammered a counter-truth: compassion, connection, release. Weeks in, the chains rattled less. Marcus reached out to his estranged son, voice steady for the first time in years. He volunteered at a local shelter, hands building more than walls, hope. Marcus's breaking mirrors the human soul's deepest rhythm. Acknowledgement precedes release. Psychologists call it cognitive reframing, but it feels more like spiritual surgery, cutting out the rot to let light flood in. Your chains form in silence, fed by unexamined stories, the procrastinator's loop. "I'll start tomorrow," chaining potential to paralysis. The doubter's mantra: "Who am I to dream big?" locking ambition in a cage. In your hour, drag them into the light. Speak them. This is the chain of comparison, born from scrolling strangers' highlight reels. Feel the power shift as naming strips their invisibility. Then question their origin. Was it a teacher's offhand slight, a failure amplified by memory? Origins revealed. Lose their throne. Imagine your chains as ancient vines, twisted around your limbs from seasons of neglect. 1 hour is the gardener's shears, precise, unrelenting. Snip the vine of resentment, recall the betrayal that scarred you, then whisper, I release its hold. It no longer defines my worth. Sever perfectionism. Done is better than flawless. Progress unshackles me. Each cut breathes easier movement. This isn't fluffy forgiveness. It's fierce reclamation. Yesterday's chains were forged in survival mode, necessary then, obsolete now. Breaking them demands courage, the kind that quakes your voice before it steadies. But oh, the freedom on the other side, lighter steps, bolder choices, a heart unburdened. Deepen this with me, listener. Feel the texture of your own chains. Is it the weight of unmet expectations, pressing like an anvil on your chest, or the tangle of people-pleasing, wrapping tighter with every unasserted no? In your sacred hour, inventory them without mercy. Write them down, raw and unpolished. Chain 1, the fear of failure, rooted in that childhood fumble. Chain 2, scarcity mindset, whispering, there's never enough. Speak their dissolution, you served me once, but no more. I rise unbound. This ritual transmutes pain into power. Marcus didn't just break chains, he melted them down, forging tools, a stronger back for lifting others, a voice that inspired his crew to unionize for better wages. Consider the quiet miracle unfolding. As chains fall, space emerges, not emptiness, but possibility. Your old self clings because freedom terrifies. It demands you author your own story. Yet in breaking yesterday, you author boldly. Picture dawn breaking over a felled forest. Stumps of old growth nourish soil for new saplings. Your snapped chains do the same, manure for magnificent rebirth. No more dragging anchors through life. You're streamlined, swift, sovereign. Pause here and let this truth anchor you. Every chain broken echoes through eternity, rippling into relationships, career, legacy. Marcus, once a shadow, now mentors young tradesmen. His scars badges of triumph. You've felt it too, haven't you? That first crack in the iron, the inhale of fresh air. Satisfaction swells, yet hunger stirs for the rituals that fortify this freedom, the sacred designs that make your hour a fortress. We've shattered the hold of yesterday, listener, leaving its fragments at our feet. Your old self lies in ruins, not from destruction, but from deliberate dismantling. Revel in this victory, but sense the path unfolding, crafting the sacred hour that cements your ascent. What rituals will you build on these broken chains? Step forward with me. The crafting begins. Chapter 3. Crafting your sacred hour. Envision yourself stepping into an ancient stone temple at the first blush of dawn, the heavy wooden door creaking shut behind you, sealing out the clamor of the waking world. Cool air wraps around you like a knowing embrace, scented with earth and possibility, while shafts of golden light pierce stained glass windows, painting the floor in colors of rebirth. In the center stands a simple altar, empty, waiting, yours alone. No crowds, no clocks ticking judgment, just this hallowed space, carved from the ordinary. Your heart quickens as you approach, palms tingling with the weight of creation. This is no mere room. It's the birthplace of your sacred hour, a sanctuary where the divine spark within you ignites. Breathe it in deeply now. The crafting begins, and with it your truest self stirs awake. We've glimpsed the power of 1 hour and shattered yesterday's chains, but raw potential demands shape. Your sacred hour isn't a haphazard slot squeezed between obligations. It's a meticulously crafted vessel designed to hold the essence of your rise. Think of it as the architect's blueprint for transformation. Every element, intentional, every moment infused with reverence. In this chapter we forge this ritual, not as rigid routine, but as a living ceremony that honors your uniqueness. It's where chaos yields to clarity, where the fragmented you coalesces into wholeness. Feel the anticipation. This crafting isn't labor, it's love made manifest, turning 60 minutes into a portal of profound change. Meet Lila, a graphic designer whose life once mirrored a storm-tossed sea, deadlines crashing, creativity drowned in fatigue, her spirit adrift amid endless to-do lists. Mornings blurred into reactive frenzy, evenings dissolved into numb scrolling. Lila craved more, but scattered her energy like leaves in wind. Then, inspired by our shared journey, she claimed her hour, not randomly, but with the devotion of a priestess consecrating ground. She chose twilight, when the city hummed distant and soft, transforming her tiny balcony into sacred ground. A single lantern flickered to life, casting warm shadows. She swept away clutter, phone silenced in a drawer, notifications banished. This was her temple now. Lila's ritual unfolded like a sacred dance. She began with breathwork, not shallow gasps, but oceanic inhales that filled her lungs to bursting, exhales releasing the day's debris like smoke from a fire. 10 cycles, each one rooting her deeper into presence. Then invocation, she lit a beeswax candle, whispering, "This hour is mine, in it I become." Followed movement, a slow flow of yoga poses, body unfolding like a fern in sunlight, awakening energy long dormant. Midway, nourishment, herbal tea sipped mindfully, flavors grounding her senses. The crescendo, creative immersion, sketching wild ideas without critique, letting intuition pour through her fingers. She closed with stillness, eyes soft on the horizon, gratitude blooming silent and full. Night after night, this crafted hour reshaped Lila. Her designs won awards, her confidence radiated, drawing collaborations she once deemed impossible. The sacred hour didn't just fill time, it filled her soul. This is the alchemy of crafting, personalization fused with purpose. Your sacred hour thrives on rhythm tailored to your tide. Are you a dawn riser, energy peaking with the sun? Claim pre-dawn, quiet, 4:45 a.m. World asleep, stars your witnesses. Evening soul, harvest dusk's hush. Post-dinner, when tensions ebb. Location matters, a corner nook with cushions, a park bench under oaks, even your car in an empty lot. Anywhere you declare holy. Banish intruders, ritualize the setup, lay out tools the night before, a journal worn soft from use, water infused with lemon, headphones for guiding meditations if they serve. The key, sensory anchors, scent, lavender oil dabbed on wrists, evoking calm, sound, a chime to mark beginning and end, or nature's whisper if outdoors, touch, a smooth stone clutched during reflection, grounding thoughts. Delve deeper into the structure that sustains. Divide your hour into sacred phases, like movements in a symphony. First quarter, clearing 5 minutes of breath, to sweep mental cobwebs, visualizing worries as clouds drifting east. Second, ignition, ignite passion with input that feeds your fire. Read poetry that quickens pulse, listen to a melody that stirs forgotten dreams, or affirm visions. I am the architect of boundless tomorrows. Third, embodiment, move with intention. Walk labyrinthine paths in your mind, dance freeform, or lift weights, channeling inner strength. Final quarter, integration, capture insights in words or whispers, sealing the hour's gifts into memory. Flexibility reigns, adapt as seasons shift. Winter calls for warming introspection. Summer, vibrant action. This crafting honors your evolving self, making the hour a mirror of your depth. Imagine it vividly now, your hands arranging the altar of your life. A feather for lightness, a crystal for clarity, symbols whispering encouragement. As you settle in, the ordinary transmutes, time dilates, worries recede like tides. Your body hums alive, mind sharpens to a blade, spirit expands boundless. Lila discovered this expansion birthed innovation, designs born not from grind, but grace. Her clients marveled at the depth. She knew the source, her sacred hour, meticulously wrought. You hold this power too. Experiment boldly. Track what elevates, discard what dulls. 1 week, infuse silence. Another, spoken poetry. The sacred hour evolves with you, a companion sculpted by your touch. Reflect with me on the profundity here. Crafting isn't control, it's co-creation with your higher wisdom. In a culture of hurry, this deliberate design rebels, reclaiming time as sovereign territory. Science nods approval. Ritualistic cues signal the brain to shift gears, boosting focus via dopamine anticipation. But beyond neurons, it touches soul, echoing ancient rites, where humans marked thresholds from mundane to divine. Your old self rushed haphazard, the riser crafts with care, each detail a vow to thrive. Feel the momentum building. Listener, the satisfaction of a temple risen from intention. Leela's balcony sanctuary became legend among friends, sparking their own risings. Yours will too, rippling unseen. We've laid the stones of power, broken binding chains now forged the sacred space. Yet, true ascent demands more. The rebel mindset that wields this hour like a sword. What thoughts will sharpen your edge? The mindset awaits, fierce and ready. Step through the door with me. Chapter 4. The Mindset of the Riser. Stand with me on a jagged mountain ridge at twilight. Thunder rumbling in the distance, your muscles burning from the climb, sweat mingling with the chill spray of an approaching storm. Below stretches the valley of your former life, safe, predictable, but shrinking smaller by the moment. Winds howl doubts into your ears. Turn back, you're not ready. Yet inside, a defiant roar builds, shaking loose the timid whispers that once ruled you. Grip the rock tighter. This is the mindset of the riser awakening, fierce, unyielding, alive with the thrill of what's possible. Feel it surging through your veins now, electric and unstoppable. The summit calls, and your old self crumbles in the gale. We've unlocked the hour's power, severed yesterday's bonds, and sculpted its sacred form. Yet without the right mindset, these gifts lie dormant, like seeds on barren stone. The riser's mindset isn't optimism's fragile flower, it's forged steel, tempered in the fires of deliberate thought. It transforms impossible into inevitable, victimhood into victory. In this chapter, we cultivate this inner rebel, the voice that overrides fear with faith, inertia with ignition. Picture your mind as a vast forge, every thought a hammer blow reshaping your reality. Your old self hammered limits, the riser crafts empires. This shift isn't superficial, it's soul deep, rewiring your essence for ascent. Enter Javier, a teacher whose classroom once echoed his own stifled dreams, lessons delivered by rote, spirit dimmed by routine's grind. At 38, divorce papers fresh in hand, he stared at a life half-lived. Mindset chained to "that's just how it is." Nights blurred into regret-fueled binges. Mornings dragged with defeat. Then, in his claimed hour before sunrise, Javier confronted the forge. No more passive scrolling, he declared war on limiting beliefs. "I can't innovate," became, "What bold lesson will I craft today?" Visualizing his old mindset as a crumpled photograph, he watched it fade in mental flames, edges curling, colors bleaching to white. New images rose him, captivating students, writing his curriculum, alive with purpose. Javier's daily ritual sharpened the blade. He began with declaration, standing tall, voice firm, "I am the riser. Limits dissolve before me." Followed neural priming, 10 minutes flooding his mind with elevation. Gratitude for small wins sparked joy's current. Provocative questions like "what would fearless Javier attempt?" unlocked hidden paths. He embodied the shift. Power poses held until confidence flooded his frame, mirroring the expansive stance of victors. Midway he scripted futures vividly, seeing applause after his first TED-style talk, feeling the ink dry on his published book, closing with affirmation etchings, truths repeated until they etched into subconscious stone. Months later, Javier's classes buzzed electric. He launched an online course reaching thousands. His mindset didn't change circumstances, it changed him, drawing destiny near. This is mindset's profound mechanics, thoughts as architects, building neural cathedrals or prisons. Neuroscience illuminates the forge. Neuroplasticity proves repeated focus carves fresh pathways, pruning doubts, overgrown trails. Your old self traffics in scarcity. Not enough time, talent, luck. The riser counters with abundance. Plenty unfolds as I claim it. Flood your hour with elevation. Gratitude journals listing 5 overlooked gifts. Priming dopamine's reward loop. Pose-piercing inquiries. How does my boldest self navigate this? Answers emerge not from logic alone, but intuition's deeper well. Visualize triumphantly, not vague hopes, but sensory-rich scenes. Hear crowds cheer, taste victories, sweat, feel podiums grain under palms. Repetition renders these real, brain-blurring imagination with fact. Envision your forge alight now, listener. Old thought patterns smolder as ash, new ones glow molten. The comparison trap. They're ahead, I'm behind. Melts under my path unfolds uniquely. I lead my race. Victim stance. Life happens to me. Forges into I co-author every chapter. Doubt's fog lifts as you affirm origins of strength. Recall triumphs buried under time's dust. A childhood adventure conquered. A kindness returned tenfold. These proofs fuel the fire. Javier harnessed this, turning classroom constraints into canvas, gamifying lessons, sparking student revolutions. His mindset rippled. Colleagues sought his spark. Administrators promoted his vision. You wield the same hammer. Deepen the immersion. Your riser's mindset thrives on polarity flips, transmuting poisoned thoughts to power. Fear of rejection. Every no refines my yes. Overwhelms crush. Chaos bows to my chosen focus. Embody daily. Walk as if summits await. Speak as if truths command attention. Science affirms. Posture shifts hormones, cortisol dips. Testosterone rises, priming action. Spiritually, it's alignment. Thoughts tuning to universal flow. Magnetizing aligned opportunities. Old self thinks small, safe. Riser dreams vast. In your hour, curate inputs fiercely. Poetry that ignites. Stories of underdogs risen. Silence where wisdom whispers. Feel the forge's heat building conviction within you. Javier once shadowed, now beacons, his book deal sealed. Life expanded beyond imagination. Your old mindset was survival's script. The riser's is sovereignty's symphony. Satisfaction hums. You've glimpsed the blade's edge, yet fire demands fuel. True power sustains through nourished vitality. What inner energies will stoke your eternal blaze? The fueling awaits, warm and waiting. Forge ahead with me. Chapter 5. Fueling the fire within. Feel the crackle of embers deep in your core. Listener, a primal fire kindled long ago but smothered under layers of haste, poor choices, and the relentless drain of modern life. You're in a vast forest clearing at midnight, sparks leaping from a central blaze, casting flickering shadows that dance like awakened spirits across ancient trees. Your body aches from the day's battles, energy sapped to flickering whispers, yet as you extend chilled hands toward the flames, warmth surges inward, chasing away numbness, igniting limbs with renewed vigor. This isn't borrowed heat, it's your inner fire. Hungry for fuel, poised roar into an inferno that lights your entire path. Breathe it in, the scent of pine and possibility. Right now, your sacred hour becomes the bellows. Stoke it fiercely, your vitality awakens. Power, mindset, rituals. They all demand sustenance, or they flicker out like matches in wind. Fueling the fire within isn't about fleeting caffeine jolts or crash diets. It's sacred nourishment that builds enduring blaze from cellular roots to spiritual heights. In this chapter, we dive into the rhythms of energy stewardship, body as temple, breath as oxygen, movement as spark, transforming your hour into a forge of vitality. Your old self ran on fumes, crashing into walls of fatigue and fog. The riser feeds deliberately, sustaining ascent through life's steepest climbs. This fueling reveals a profound truth. Energy isn't a resource to spend, it's a current to cultivate, amplifying every thought, every step, every dream. Let me guide you to Aisha, a nurse navigating the chaos of 12-hour shifts in a bustling hospital ward, her once vibrant spirit wilting under fluorescent lights and endless emergencies. At 29, she dragged through days like a shadow, irritable snaps at colleagues, skipped meals, grabbed on the fly, body heavy with unexplained aches, sleep fractured by worry. "I'm just tired," she'd sigh, powering through on vending machine fuel and sheer grit. Then, carving her hour at midday break in a quiet rooftop garden, Aisha confronted the dimming flame. No more neglect. She redesigned intake with reverence. First, hydration ritual. 16 ounces of room-temperature water with ginger slices, sipped slowly, flushing toxins like morning dew cleansing leaves. Aisha layered wisely. Breath cycles preceded mindful eating. A handful of almonds, vibrant greens, berries bursting with life force, chewed deliberately, flavors awakening dormant senses, movement wove through. Dynamic stretches, uncoiling spine tension, then brisk laps around the garden perimeter, blood pumping fresh oxygen to starved muscles. She tuned to cues, thirst's subtle nag, mid-hour slump signaling protein need, post-stretch glow confirming alignment. Closing her hour, she scanned her body like a map, warmth spreading from core outward, mind crisp as autumn air. Transformation cascaded, shifts felt lighter, patient interactions deepened with empathy renewed. Even her home life bloomed with energy for evening laughter. Aisha shed chronic fatigue, not through extremes, but exalted fueling, 20 pounds lighter, spirits soaring. This mirrors energy's elegant ecosystem. Input shapes output. Neglect breeds collapse. Your body hungers for steady glucose from whole sources, nuts anchoring focus, fruit sparking joy over refined sugar's treacherous spikes. Hydration, often overlooked, electrifies every cell. Dehydration dulls cognition by 20%. In your hour, ritualize it. Infuse water with cucumber or mint, turning sips into ceremony. Movement ignites mitochondria, those cellular powerhouses, converting fuel to usable fire. Not grueling workouts, but fluid flows, Tai Chi waves loosening fascia, jumping jacks pulsing heart without overwhelm. Breath amplifies all box breathing. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. Oxygenates blood, calms cortisol storms, priming peak states. Visualize your fire vivid now. Old self shovel junk coal, processed bites, shallow pants choking flames with ash. Riser selects premium logs, omega-rich walnuts for brain blaze, leafy greens oxygenating roots. Listen inward. Pre-hour hunger, opt protein-fat combos sustaining 4 hours, mid-slump. Gentle twists ringing stagnation. Posture erect, crown to earth. Channels energy unblocked. Aisha embodied this, her rooftop hour birthing innovations, patient Tate protocols born from clarity, colleagues dubbing her the Energizer. Science echoes, circadian biology favors morning protein for sustained alertness, afternoon movement countering post-lunch dip. Spiritually, fueling honors the vessel carrying your divine spark, temple maintenance for eternal flame. Deepen the practice. Experiment with timing. Dawn fueling leverages cortisol peaks for metabolism magic. Evenings, lighter choices, ease digestion into restorative sleep. Sensory delight elevates. Savor chocolate's dark silk mindfully, pairing with deep nasal breaths. Track ripples. One fueled hour sharpens afternoon decisions. Sweetens relational exchanges. Emboldens evening pursuits. Aisha's vitality magnetized promotion, deeper bonds, adventures like weekend hikes, reclaiming joy. Your old self rationed energy selfishly, Riser invests abundantly, fire ever flowing to illuminate others. Pause and sense it, the steady hum building within. Fatigue's grip loosening. Satisfaction warms like embers banked for dawn. You've kindled profound vitality, fueling sustainable rise, yet boundless energy unchecked scatters. Mastery demands discernment. How will you guard this blaze from life's thieves? The art of no beckons, protective and precise. Fan the flames onward with me. Chapter 6. Mastering the art. You're perched on the edge of a towering fortress wall at dusk, crimson sun dipping low, casting long shadows over a teeming plain below, where endless caravans clamor for entry, merchants hawking distractions, beggars pleading emergencies, armies of obligations marching with battering rams. Your old self flings open the gates wide, welcoming the flood that drowns your sacred hour in chaos. But now grip the hilt of a gleaming sword at your side, chest swelling with sovereign resolve. With one resounding command, no, the gates slam shut, invaders scattering like startled crows. Feel the thunder of that word reverberate through stone and bone, reclaiming your kingdom. This is the art of no, listener, not rejection, but holy protection. Wield it now. Your fortress stands unbreached. We've kindled the hour's power, forged mindset and vitality, yet without boundaries, they erode under intrusion's tide. Mastering no isn't rudeness cloaked in spirituality. It's discernment's blade, carving space where your rise flourishes unchecked. Your old self scattered yeses, like fool's gold, energy hemorrhaging to unworthy causes. Hour hijacked by pings and pleas. The riser masters no as sacred armor, light, impenetrable, liberating wings from clutter's cage. In this chapter, we hone this art, auditing drains, practicing declination, transforming refusal into rocket fuel. No reclaims sovereignty, turning your hour into untouchable stronghold. Feel the freedom whispering already. This mastery elevates everything. Journey with me to Raj, a software engineer whose inbox ruled his existence, colleagues dumping tasks at midnight, family guilting weekend favors, social swirls sucking evenings dry. At 32, Raj burned like overtaxed circuitry, promotions stalled by overload, relationships frayed from absence, sacred hour crumbling under quick checks. Exhausted in a coffee shop limbo, he audited ruthlessly. 90% of yeses served others' agendas, not his assent. Dawn's hour became boundary boot camp. He voiced aloud, no to non-essential Slack replies during focus blocks, no to volunteering for every team happy hour. Each no felt like exhaling after drowning, space blooming instantly. Raj practice deepened elegantly. Morning inventory. List top 3 priorities, then scan requests against them. Misfit? Scripted no. Appreciate the ask, but my plate's committed to key deliverables. Emails templated. Thanks for thinking of me, passing to preserve bandwidth. Phone silences during hour. Voicemail greeting declaring protected time for deep work. He tracked liberation. Reclaimed hours compounded into prototype breakthroughs, landing dream projects. Boundaries rippled homeward, no to draining calls, birthed family game nights rich with laughter. Raj shed 20 pounds from stress-eating cessation, confidence magnetizing mentors. No wasn't loss, it was lavish gain. His fortress thriving, invaders routed. This art thrives on layered wisdom. No as discernment, not default. Audit weekly. Energy vampires, gossip circles draining joy. Obligations misaligned with values. Categorize. Immediate. No to time thieves. Endless meetings, doom scrolling. Gracious no to peripherals. Love to. Next quarter. Urgent. No to self-sabotage. Comfort zones masquerading as safety. Practice vocalizes power, mirror rehearsals, tone firm yet warm, eyes steady. No, that doesn't align with my path. Feel physiology shift, shoulders square, breath deepens, cortisol plummets. Spiritually, no honors divine assignment. Your gifts for specific soil, not scattered seeds. Raj discovered this. His no to mediocre code farmed innovation, harvests, team thriving under his focused lead. Envision your fortress rising vivid. Listener, walls etched with no's inscriptions. No to comparison's thief. No to urgency's false god. Gates guarded by scripts. Grateful but unavailable. Old self begged entry for all. Riser curates guests. Only what elevates enters, science affirms. Boundary setting boosts oxytocin, trust in self. Slashes resentment's acid. In hours sanctum, role-play scenarios, bosses, extra project. Prioritizing current goals, delegate. Friends, crisis dump. Here to listen Sunday hour protected now. Each rehearsal steals resolve. Raj's fortress drew suitors, headhunters offering remote freedom. Friendships deepening in quality over quantity. Deepen the mastery. No begets nuanced. Yes saying no to trivia amplifies yes to genius. Our uncompromised pursuits, laser pure. Track victories. Post no glow productivity surges. Joy multiplies. Raj, once reactive read, became oak promoted lead architect, mentoring with boundaries intact. Your old self diluted in diffusion, riser concentrates to conflagration. Pause and inventory now. Whose agenda invades your hour? Voice the no aloud, satisfaction surges. Fortress secure, kingdom yours. Feel the ramparts solid underfoot. Listener mastery claimed, chaos banished. No has armored your rise, space sanctified for brilliance. Yet guarded fire demands wisdom's mirror. What reflections will polish your gains? The alchemy of reflection calls, luminous and revealing. Secure your gates and follow me through. Chapter 7. The Alchemy of Reflection. Sink with me into a tranquil mountain lake at moonrise, its surface a flawless mirror, capturing stars. Your reflection gazing back, not as stranger, but as oracle revealing hidden depth. You trail fingers across the water, ripples distorting the image momentarily, then reforming sharper, truer layers, peeling away to expose gold beneath mundane stone. The night air hums with ancient knowing. This isn't idle staring, it's alchemy, transmuting leaden regrets into luminous wisdom. Feel the cool kiss of water on skin, the profound stillness amplifying your heartbeat. Right here, listener, your sacred hour becomes this lake. Gaze deeply. What treasures rise from your depth? The reflection beckons, profound and inevitable. We've armed your rise with power, freedom, mindset, fuel, and guarded space. Yet without reflection's mirror, gains scatter like unmined ore. The alchemy of reflection turns experience into essence, distilling raw hours into refined gold that propels eternal ascent. Your old self barreled blindly, repeating errors in fog. The riser pauses to polish insight, each glance inward multiplying potency. In this chapter we master this art, targeted inquiries, unfiltered capture, pattern revelation, transforming your hours close into soul surgery. Reflection isn't rumination's trap, it's excavation's triumph, unearthing diamonds from daily dirt. Sense the invitation. This alchemy forges unbreakable clarity. Witness Sophia, a marketing executive whose ascent stalled in midlife plateau campaigns, brilliant on paper, yet personal life fractured, decisions looping in invisible ruts. At 41, promotions evaded her grasp, intuition dulled by unchecked momentum. Carving her hour at day's end in a velvet armchair by window light, Sophia ignited reflection's flame. No vague diaries, she wielded 3 piercing questions like alchemist's tools. What ignited my highest energy today? Where did I leak power unnecessarily? What one truth emerges for tomorrow's rise? Pen flew unedited, raw admissions spilling, energy peaked, mentoring juniors, leaked in perfectionist revisions, truth delegate to amplify impact. Sophia's ritual deepened to ritual mastery. She bookended with breath, 3 sighs releasing day's residue, then posture aligned, spine as antenna to inner knowing, questions expanded, sensory specifics, felt alive sharing stories, drained defending ideas, patterns emerged vivid, people-pleasing masked as collaboration, innovation starved by routine. She visualized truths as molten gold poured into memory molds, solidifying resolve. Weekly she reviewed entries like treasure maps, connecting dots, recurring drain from unsaid boundaries, birthed courageous conversations, reflection rippled, campaigns innovated wildly, landing CEO attention. Home, she uncovered passion for community volunteering, life blooming balanced. Sophia alchemized 20 stagnant months into legacy motion. This mirrors reflection's sacred science, metacognition, mind observing mind, accelerating evolution. Neuroscience reveals deliberate review strengthens prefrontal cortex, hub of executive wisdom, while journaling offloads amygdala's emotional overload. Your old self-suppressed shadows, riser illuminates them. Structure your hours, mirror wisely. Post-action 5 minutes decompression, body scan releasing tension knots. 10 minutes interrogation, energy audit, highs lows, friction spots, internal conflicts. Emergent wisdom, bridges, capture multisensorily. Voice notes for nuance, sketches for visual patterns, even scent triggers like rosemary oil, evoking clarity. Unfiltered honesty transmutes. Frustrated by delay becomes fear of imperfection stalled me. Release it. Envision your lake shimmering now, listener. Ripples of questions stir surface. What served my rise? What diluted it? What calls louder tomorrow? Old reflections, distorted self-critique, vicious. Success is minimized, riser's gaze compassionate yet keen, mining specifics. Joy surge, teaching nephew piano, nurture that gift. Patterns unveil like constellations, avoidance in conflict. Chaining growth, urgency masking resentment. Alchemize actively, reframe leaks as lessons. Overcommitment taught sacred knows potency. Sophia harnessed this, her mirror birthing keynote invitations, family reconciliations forged in insight's fire. Science affirms, spaced reflection boosts retention, 70%, compounding hourly gains exponentially. Deepen immersion. Reflection honors soul's rhythm, lunar cycles of release and renewal. Evening suits introspection's hush, mornings forward projection. Experiment anchors, gratitude seeds positivity bias, forgiveness dissolves anchors. Track alchemy's arc. Month 1, surface scratches. Month 3, vein strikes. Sophia's mirror revealed entrepreneurial venture, now thriving consultancy. Your old self skimmed surfaces, riser dives abyssal, surfacing pearls. Pause inward. Today's unreflected hour, reclaim it now. 3 questions. Pen ready. Clarity cascades. Fog lifting. Feel the gold warming your palms. Listener. Alchemy complete. Depths harvested. Reflection has polished your rise to radiant sheen. Truths etched eternal. Satisfaction gleams like full moon on water. Yet mirrored wisdom demands structure to endure. What unbreakable rhythms will cement this gold? The building of habits summons, steady and strong. Dive deeper with me. Chapter 8. Building Unbreakable Habits. Step into a vast cathedral of living stone, deep within an ancient cavern where dripping stalactites reach toward stalagmites, like patient hands clasping in eternal prayer, forming columns of unyielding strength. Over millennia, torchlight flickers on walls etched with countless layers, each a testament to time's relentless builder. You're not visitor here, you're the architect, placing the first deliberate block that will rise into your unbreakable habit fortress. Feel the cool stone under palms, the deep hum of permanence vibrating through your bones. This isn't fragile routine, it's bedrock formation. Your 1 hour the mason's trowel. Right now, listener, lay the foundation. Your habits solidify, eternal and empowering. Reflection's gold demands housing to endure. Without unbreakable habits, insights evaporate like mist at noon. Building habits transforms sporadic sparks into ceaseless blaze, automating ascent so your old self's whims can't derail the rise. Your old self flitted like butterfly, starting strong then scattering. The riser constructs cathedrals of consistency, where small acts compound into colossi. In this chapter we master habit architecture, strategic stacking, cue mastery, reward weaving, turning your sacred hour into automatic ascension engine. Habits aren't chains, they're wings, lifting effortlessly once forged. Sense the structure rising already. This building cements your transformation. Enter Theo, a freelance writer whose talent shimmered, but deadlines devoured. Manuscripts abandoned mid-sentence. Income erratic as desert rain. 35, buried in unfinished dreams, Theo's mornings dissolved into coffee-fueled chaos. Claiming his hour at golden hour in a sunlit attic, he shifted from willpower warrior to habit engineer. No vague resolves. He stacked surgically, coffee pour-cued gratitude scribbles. 3 lines, pen-warming hand, flowing to 20 minutes wisdom reading, book opened beside mug, cresting in 30 minutes free write. Laptop flipped, precisely, each link seamless, cues invisible threads pulling him forward. Theo amplified with mastery strokes. Habit tracking via wall calendar, red X daily marking completion, chain unbroken fueling primal satisfaction, environment engineered, desk cleared nightly, tools arrayed like altar pen, notebook, timer, gleaming invitation, rewards layered subtly, post-hour stretch with window breeze, signaling triumph, weekly review savoring word count leaps, friction vanished, phone drawer locked, Wi-Fi paused, patterns compounded, first month, 30,000 words, sixth, book contract signed, Theo's attic became legend, agents calling, peers studying his rhythm. Habits didn't force output, they freed genius, 20 pounds shed from stress-free flow, life rhythmic as heartbeat. This unveils habits' profound physics, cue response reward loop, brain's basal ganglia automating mastery. Stack forward, anchor new to established post-brush, breath cycle. Minimizing decision drain, your hour divides optimally. First 10 minutes ignition stack, wake gratitude breath, middle creation core, close integration seal, cues multisensory, scent candle strike, chime tone clothing ritual sweats, signaling sanctity, tracking visuals, dopamine, app streak fireworks or simple ink dots, accumulating empire, rewards intrinsic first completions deep exhale, then layered favorite tea post-hour, evolving to life fruits like Theo's TEDx invite. Visualize your cathedral soaring. Listener, arches of stacked habits span vastness. Alarm, hum, cued by dawn light, slippers stepping to mat, journal flipping to yesterday's page, old self-resisted structure as cage, riser reverse it as cradle, minimize friction ruthlessly, prep night before, water bedside, clothes folded, playlist queued, scale micro 2-minute rule starts inertia, just open book, momentum carries full hour, environment whispers yes, sacred corner signals shift, brain Pavlov conditioned for flow. Theo wove social cues, accountability text to writing circle post-session, mutual chains unbreakable, deepen the forge. Habit audits quarterly, what sticks, amplify, what slips, cue stronger. Science illuminates, 21 days, myth, yields to 66, average solidification. Your hour accelerating via intensity. Spiritually, habits align mortal rhythm to cosmic pulse. Daily prayer in action, compounding grace. Theo's fortress housed not just words but legacy. Mentorship program birthed. Family vacations funded from steady stream. Your old self chased sprints. Riser marathons invisibly. Pause and stack now. Tomorrow's cue. Feel the arch lock solid. Sense the vaulted ceilings above you. Listener, habits built. Unbreakable canopy, shielding your rise. Theo's attic echoes. Eternal productivity symphony. Satisfaction resonates like cavern hum. Yet fortress withstands assault. What strategies conquer inner storms? Facing resistance looms, fierce and forging. Lay another stone and advance with me. Chapter 9. Facing the storm of resistance. Thunder cracks overhead as you stand lashed to a storm-battered ship's mast in the heart of a raging sea. Salt spray stinging your face. Massive waves crashing like the fury of every doubt you've ever harbored, threatening to drag you under into the abyss of surrender. Lightning illuminates the chaos, resistance in its rawest form, a tempest born from your old self's desperate grasp on mediocrity. But feel your hands tighten on the ropes, muscles straining not in fear, but fierce determination, as the storm's howl morphs into a challenge. Will you break or bend unbreakable? Right here, listener. Amidst the roar, your sacred hour becomes the anchor. Ride the gale. Resistance doesn't destroy risers, it forges them into legends. Unbreakable habits form your fortress, yet no structure withstands without weathering tempests. Facing resistance transforms inevitable setbacks into supremacy's forge. where your old self-sabotage meets the riser's unyielding steel. Resistance isn't enemy, it's the universe's resistance training, manifesting as doubt's whisper, fatigue's leaden pull, temptation's seductive lull. Your old self capitulates instantly, storm scattering gains. The riser navigates deliberately, emerging tempered, trajectory steeper. In this chapter, we master storm tactics, breath as ballast, micro-movements as sails, victory reframes as wind. Turning your hour into resilience laboratory. Feel the gale fueling your core. This facing builds the unbreakable within. Meet Nora, a corporate strategist whose rise plateaued amid high-stakes boardrooms, resistance ambushing her hour like clockwork. 5:15 a.m. alarm blaring, body screaming 5 more minutes, mind chanting, you're fooling yourself. 37, promotions dangling just out of reach. Nora's sacred space devolved to negotiation battlegrounds. Snooze cascades, half-hearted sessions leaking power, post-breakup fog amplified the assault, nights of one episode spiraling into dawn dread. Then, mid-storm, during a brutal week of client crises, Nora claimed her mast. Hour struck. Resistance howled. She didn't fight head-on. Instead, anchored with protocol, feet planted, 3 thunderous breaths ripping through inertia, palms pressing thighs, grounding fury. Nora's storm mastery evolved masterfully. Resistance variance mapped, physical drag met with 1 inch forward. Just sit upright. Cueing momentum cascade. Mental sabotage. This feels pointless. Countered by storm questions. What tiny win breaks this wave? Affirmations roared louder than thunder. Storms pass, I remain. She embodied oak pliancy. Gentle sways, arm circles, neck rolls, bending without breaking, blood reigniting sails. Midway surges. She visualized post-storm calm, horizon clear, ship slicing smoother waters, closing victory etch. Faced doubt's gale, emerged captain. Patterns clarified, hormonal dips pre-cycle amplified tempests, preempt with warmer rituals. Nora's passage reshaped, boardroom presentations commanded respect, corner office claimed, relationships rebuilt on resilient shores. Resistance forged her not, despite storms, but through them. This unveils resistance anatomy. Evolutionary guardian misfiring in modern arenas, amygdala hijacking, prefrontal calm with false alarms. Physiology demands counter cold exposure shocks, face in icy basin, spiking norepinephrine, slashing fog, 60%, breath storms it. Wim Hof gasps, 30 deep, explosive exhales, oxygenating fury into focus. Micro-commitment shatter paralysis. Just 5 breaths, snowballing full hour as brain rewards initiation dopamine, reframing alchemizes. Resistance signals growth territory. Edge detected, lean in. Nora harnessed this, her storm log revealing 80% attenuation. Career vaulting past peers, crumbling under same gales. Picture your ship surging now, listener. Resistance swells, bed siren call, anchor ritual, countdown 3, 2, 1, blast off. Launching before doubt, solidifies. Fatigue freight, power pose 2 minutes. Chest open, chin high, testosterone doubling, cortisol halving. Craving cascade, pause protocol. Name the wave, monkey mind mischief. Watch detach like clouds racing. Environment fortifies. Storm kit bedside, earplugs muting world. Motivational stone clutched like talisman. Track tempests. Resistance journal patterns. Post-meal slumps. Sunday dreads. Preempting with fuel tweaks. Sunday primers. Nora's mastery rippled. Marathons conquered. Keynotes delivered unflinching. Legacy mentoring storm-weary protege. Deepen the voyage. Resistance tests worthiness. Only risers captain through. Spiritual lens. Trials as soul's gym. Building divine muscle. Science converges. Post-adversity growth syndrome. Trauma survivors outpacing unscathed via grit circuits. Experiment ferociously. Resistance meditation. Invite doubt, sitting. Befriend its texture. Dissolve through witness. Nora discovered 80-day streak unbroken. Vitality unprecedented. Your old self fled gales. Riser harnesses winds for speed. Invoke now, next storm. What's your inch? Feel the mast solid. Waves allies. Hear the storm receding. Listener resistance faced. Ship steadied. Horizon vast. Nora sails eternal. Legend carved in weathered hull. Satisfaction swells like calm after cleave. Yet navigation demands compass. What deepest purpose charts your course? Connecting to why dawns, magnetic and profound, weigh anchor, and sail onward with me. Chapter 10. Connecting to your why. Descend with me into a starlit desert. At the witching hour, vast sands, whispering secrets under infinite sky, where you kneel before a hidden wellspring, ancient waters bubbling from Earth's core, reflecting constellations that pulse like your own unspoken destiny. Hands trembling, you lower a lantern into the depths, illuminating visions. Children laughing in your arms, a legacy etched in stone, the world shifted by your quiet courage. This isn't fantasy, it's your why, the eternal flame, buried beneath daily dust, calling you home. Feel its magnetic pull tugging your soul upward. Undeniable, alive. Right now, listener, your sacred hour becomes the divining rod. Plunge deep. Your deepest purpose surfaces, radiant and relentless. Storms conquered, habits forged, yet without wise compass, even strongest ships drift aimlessly on success's deceptive currents. Connecting to your why transforms duty into devotion, anchoring every hour through tempests into transcendent purpose. Your old self chased surface goals, promotions, likes, approvals, hollow chasms, swallowing effort. The riser unearths primal why, the soul fire illuminating legacy, love, impact beyond self. In this chapter we excavate this wellspring, vivid excavation, sensory anchoring, daily communion infusing your hour with unbreakable North Star. Why isn't abstract philosophy? It's visceral force, magnetizing miracles. Sense it rising within. This connection charts your eternal course. Journey to Liam, a finance analyst whose spreadsheets masked a hollow core. 42, corner office, secured yet soul adrift. Weekends blurring into isolation, marriage fraying from neglect. Success feels empty. He'd confess over whiskey. Why obscured by achievement's glare? Dawn's hour in his minimalist study became excavation ritual. No surface queries, he descended with potency. What legacy haunts my dreams? For whom does my heart ache to rise? What world do I burn to birth? Pen-carved visions. Mentoring at-risk youth escaping his own shadowed youth, family homestead alive with generational stories, financial wisdom democratized for dreamers worldwide. Liam's communion deepened to mastery. Sensory immersion, eyes closed. He relived origin spark, age 10, vowing to shield siblings from poverty's bite. Visions amplified multisensorially, smell of fresh printed books he'd author. Hear thunderous applause at impact summits, taste salt of tears from lives transformed. Anchor rituals forged, why scroll hung visible, daily recitation voice booming conviction, hour, midpoints, future self-dialogues. Liam at 60, what sustained you? Answers poured, purpose over paycheck, patterns connected, career drudgery, masked service, calling, pivot to non-profit advising, youth programs exploding under his blueprint. Liam shed executive shell, legacy bloomed, thousands debt-free, family reunified, TED stage conquered. Why didn't alter path? It revealed true north. This unveils wise sacred mechanics. Telos, Aristotle's end purpose firing ventral striatum motivation circuits, outlasting dopamine whims. Excavate layered, surface Y, earn more, yields to core, secure loved ones' futures, cresting primal, rewrite generational scarcity. Our structure elevates, opening invocation. Reveal my deepest call, 10 minutes, free associate, pen uncensored, 20 visualization theater, embody future triumphs. Close etching, 3 why statements, etched neural stone. I rise to liberate dreamers' potentials, sensory anchors, cement, talisman clutched, grandparents watch evoking duty. Scent, cedarwood mirroring rooted legacy. Sound, heart drumbeat sinking resolve. Liam discovered wise ripple. Decisions clarified 80%, opportunities magnetized, partnerships, speaking circuits, soul family bonds. Envision your wellspring gushing now, listener. Visions cascade, stage commanded, hands shaping communities, eyes meeting beloved futures. Old self pursued, ego mirages, riser serves soul summons. Questions pierce. What injustice ignites my roar? Whose face lights when I thrive? Liam harnessed this, non-profit scaling globally, children calling him the freedom maker. Science affirms, purpose primes, reduce stress hormones 40%, boosting lifespan via telomere protection. Spiritually, why aligns mortal coil to cosmic script? Your hour prayer incarnate, daily feedings prevent drift. Why whispers pre-sleep, fueling subconscious alignment? Liam's study shrine, birthed empire of empowerment, deepen the dive. Why evolves? Quarterly, re-excavations, capture growth arcs. Collective whys amplify family vision boards, uniting hearts, community circles, sharing flames. Liam wove mentorship webs, protégés, rising exponentially. Your old self wandered vaguely, riser strides purposefully. Universe conspiring, invoke intimately. Tonight's hour, what legacy whispers? Feel waters clear, stars align. Gaze upward from your depths, listener, why connected? Compass eternal, trajectory locked heavenward. Liam's desert well nourishes nations. Satisfaction pulses like spring surge. Yet purpose scales mountains. What expansions exceed our flame? Scaling the rise beckons, expansive and electric. Draw water and ascend with me. Chapter 11. Scaling your rise. Soar with me above snow-capped peaks at eagle's height. Thermals lifting your wings, effortlessly higher. The once imprisoning valley of your old life, now a distant patchwork far below. Rivers that once trapped you, twisting like silver threads toward endless horizons. Wind rushes past, carrying echoes of your forged hour, power, freedom, resilience, now expanding into vast skies where single flights multiply into migratory majesties. Feel the altitude thin the air, sharpening vision to see not just summits conquered, but empires of influence unfurling. This isn't culmination, listener, it's ignition. Your sacred hour sparks wildfires. Spread those wings wide. Scaling begins, boundless and breathtaking. Why connected charts course? Yet true risers amplify flames into beacons lighting nations. Scaling your rise transforms personal ascent into legacy cascade, where 1 hour's fidelity births movements, mentoring webs, world-altering waves. Your old self hoarded gains selfishly, rise contained in isolation. The scaler broadcasts deliberately, Our evolving from solo ritual to symphony conductor. In this chapter, we master expansion, accountability alliances, gentle hour doublings, ripple cultivation, propelling your fortress into citadel, radiating transformation. Scaling isn't greed, it's generosity incarnate. Your rise fueling collective elevation. Sense the updrafts calling. This scaling launches you legendary. Enter Kendra, a wellness coach whose private transformations shimmered quietly, clients raving one-on-one, yet impact capped by solo bandwidth, dreams of global reach simmering unfulfilled. 39, post-divorce rebirth fueling her hour. Kendra's dawn sessions birthed personal miracles, vitality, radiant intuition laser sharp, yet plateaus loomed, time finite, influence local. Mid-hour, one crisp autumn morning, vision struck. Scale or stagnate, she initiated alliance, weekly video shares with 3 trusted risers, hour highlights, wins, wobbles, mutual spotlights, igniting accountability blaze, vulnerability bonded, unbreakable, feedback sharpened edges weekly. Kendra's scaling layered masterfully, our expansion phased. Month 1 stabilized single. Month 4, 90 minutes dawn-dusk bookends. Morning ignition, evening integration. Ripple rituals embedded. Client debriefs morphing group circles. Our insights distilled into bite-sized social reels, exploding reach tenfold. Partnerships bloomed, co-hosting virtual summits, guesting podcasts weaving her story. Environment evolved, studio walls, papered protege photos, hourly chimes signaling who rises through me. Patterns accelerated, first year 100 clients, third 10,000 online academy members. Kendra shed solo shell, non-profit, founded aiding underserved women. TED stage thundering her message, family legacy, woven through global daughters. Scaling didn't dilute our, it dynamited destiny. This reveals scaling's exponential engine. Leverage multiplies input via networks, systems, shared fire. Accountability triples adherence. Social commitment contracts firing mirror neurons, collective dopamine surging. Hour doublings honor capacity, assess saturation, energy steady. Joy amplifying, then layer add evening gratitude echo, midday microbreath. Ripple blueprints, content alchemy, hour nuggets to newsletters, mentorship pipelines, spotlight successors, collaboration synergizing strengths. Kendra harnessed digital sales, evergreen courses from live wisdom, funneling passive reach while deepening dives. Science illuminates, belonging buffers, burnout, purpose-sharing boosts, oxytocin bonds, 60%, compounding communal resilience. Visualize your skies teeming now, listener. Wings linked with allies, mastermind circles, exchanging our harvests, protégés shadowing your flight. Old self nested solitary, scalar, flocks, transformative tactics. Deploy, visibility vaults, weekly shares, vulnerable, authentic, systems automate, funnels freeing creation. Succession plants, teach your hour, multiply masters. Kendra's reels sparked viral challenges. 1 hour rise, millions claiming sanctuaries. Quarterly audit scale smart, impact metrics, lives shifted, energy equilibrium, pouring without depletion. Spiritually, scaling fulfills creation's echo. Your rise, fractal divine, birthing universes through one soul's fidelity. Deepen the flight. Scaling demands discernment, no frantic frenzy, but aligned amplification. Delegate dreams, virtual assistants guarding gates, team stewarding visions. Kendra wove retreats, blending our immersions, attendees launching personal empires. Your old self contained flames, scalar wildfires forests. Invoke alliance now, whom to invite skyward. Feel thermals thicken with possibility. Bank left toward infinity. Listener, rise, scaled. Skies conquered. Legacies launched eternal. Kendra's eagle cry echoes worldwide. Satisfaction soars like endless updraft. Yet every epic demands finale's seal. What culminations crown your journey? The finale awaits, resplendent and resolutely. Glide homeward with me. Chapter 12. The Eternal Flame of Legacy. Stand atop the sun-drenched pinnacle of your forged empire. Golden horizons stretching infinite, where valleys once confined you. Winds weaving through banners of triumphs unfurled, each thread a life touched, a chain shattered, a storm conquered in your sacred hour. Below, rivers of purpose carve new landscapes, eagles circling witnesses to your scaled rise, while deep within your chest burns not fading spark, but eternal flame illuminating generations yet unborn. Feel the stone warm beneath your feet, the vastness humming with completion's quiet thunder. This isn't ending, listener, it's apotheosis. Your 1 hour has birthed legacy. Breathe its boundless power, the eternal flame endure. We've traversed canyons of power and chains, temples of ritual and forges of mind, fueling fires guarded fiercely, habits unbreaking through tempests, wise compass scaling skies. Yet true finale reveals the profound weave, your rise never solitary, but luminous legacy rippling through time's fabric. 1 hour the eternal catalyst transmuting mortal effort into immortal impact. Your old self flickered finite, extinguishing in isolation. The eternal riser kindles flames that outlive flesh, hour becoming sacred inheritance passed soul to soul. In this culminating chapter we seal the journey, legacy distillation, immediate activations, timeless vows crowning your transformation with undying radiance. Sense the crescendo swelling, this finale ignites forever. Gather Elena, Marcus, Lila, Javier, Aisha, Raj, Sophia, Theo, Nora, Liam, Kendra, their lives orbiting your hour like constellations born from single seeds. Elena's journal unearthed maternal empires mentoring single mothers. Marcus's broken chains forged community builds, lifting neighborhoods. Lila's sacred balcony bloomed global design collectives, empowering artists worldwide. Javier's rebel mind scripted educational revolutions reaching remote villages. Aisha's fueled vitality revolutionized healthcare protocols, saving thousands. Raj mastered nose-birthed boundary training academies, liberating professionals. Sophia's reflections alchemized wisdom platforms, dissolving corporate burnout epidemics. Theo's habit cathedrals housed literary dynasties. Nora's storm sails navigated crisis coaching networks. Liam's why wellspring democratized wealth, wisdom across continents. Kendra's scaled wings launched wellness movements healing nations. 1 hour, 11 lives, infinite legacies, yours the origin flame. This unveils legacy's sacred geometry, compound fidelity fractals outward, ours consistency echoing Aristotle's golden mean. Persistence as virtue incarnate. Distill deliberately, legacy audit in closing minutes. What eternal seeds sprout from today's soil. Elena discovered maternal lineage, rewritten through daughter circles. Marcus etched paternal honor in son's craftsmanship. Immediate activations ignite protégé pipelines. Hour 1 protégé weekly. Artifact creation, video testaments, wisdom codices, ripple vows. My rise lifts 3. Timeless wisdoms crystallize. Consistency eclipses, intensity, drips carve oceans, reflection forges diamonds from dust. Why magnetizes miracles. Kendra's retreats birthed our ambassadors, spanning hemispheres, proving scalability's soul. Teach the teacher, multiply eternally. Envision your pinnacle ablaze now, listener. Banners snap. Elena rises through me. Marcus rebuilds worlds. Old self sought personal peaks. Eternal riser summits for skylines. Activations deploy. Tonight, nominate successor. Share our blueprint verbatim. Craft relic. Voice recorded legacy letter to future self. Sealed for decades unveiling. Vow publicly. Social pledge 365 hours. Lives transformed. Science sanctifies. Pro-social purpose extends telomeres. Legacy primes prefrontal longevity circuits. Spiritually, your flame mirrors creation's Big Bang. 1 hour Big Bang birthing universes. Elena's journals now granddaughter's heirlooms. Marcus's builds community cathedrals enduring centuries. Deepen the seal. Legacy thrives. Vulnerability shared. Our confessions. Inspiring copycats. Failures as fertile compost. Quarterly legacy logs track ripples. Emails from strangers citing your spark. Promotions. Tracing to our influence. Kendra's first protege. Now scales her scale. Fractal infinity. Your old self expired earthbound. Eternal riser ascends astral. Our DNA encoded generations. Invoke now, whose flame will you kindle first? Feel the winds carry your embers afar. Gaze into sunset's blaze. Listener journey crowned. Eternal flame sovereign. Legacies launched across eternities. You've risen not above old self alone, but into ancestors' dreams fulfilled. 1 hour claimed, worlds remade. Satisfaction thunders like receding applause. This pinnacle isn't farewell, it's launchpad. Carry the flame, rise endless.